Hello friends, good day to you all. In this episode we will see what is room rent cap with respect to health insurance policy. This is very important because this room rent forms part of the base cover. Right? When a person is admitted to hospital as inpatient, obviously he will be occupying a room physically. So the hospital will charge him room rent. And also there are boarding expenses, nursing expenses associated with the room. So what insurance company does is, when the insurance company says it is paying room rent, it is paying for three items basically. That is the physical occupation of the room, boarding expenses and nursing expenses associated with the room. These boarding charges basically include diet supplied to the patient by the hospital. There may be an attendant associated with the patient. The diet taken by the food items taken by the attendants are not included in the cover. So only whatever diet under prescription from the attending doctor is given to the patient, that is included in the room rent and forms part of the base cover. And as far as nursing charges are concerned, you have this RMO visits, that is resident medical officer will be visiting, and some nursing activities will be there, like provision of IV fluids and blood transfusion, and like you have injection administration. All these things come under nursing charges. Okay, all these charges are also included in room rent by the insurance company. Now, one small issue one has to remember here is, if the hospital bills room rent separately and diet and nursing charges separately, insurance company will not pay diet and nursing charges, because under the policy conditions, room rent includes your diet and nursing charges. So one has to remember this at the time of making claim, right? So one important thing with respect to this room rent is room rent cap given by the insurance company in the policy document. This, as far as room rent is concerned, you will find in the policy document something called room rent cap. The insurance company makes a ceiling for payment of room rent. They say 1% of the sum insured. Let's say you take a policy with the sum insured of 3 lakhs, and if the insurance company says room rent cap of 1%, that means your room rent is limited to 3,000 rupees per day. And this, within these 3,000 rupees, the hospital has to provide physical accommodation in the room, your boarding expenses, and that is diet expenses and nursing expenses. All these things will have to be covered within this 3,000 rupees per day. In case hospital bills more than 3,000 rupees, the insurance company will not pay the excess amount. It will limit to the payment to the extent of 1% of the sum insured. If the sum insured is 5 lakhs, then it will be 5,000 per day. If the sum insured is 3 lakhs, it will be 3,000 per day. So one has to remember this while making a claim and while taking a policy. So another important limitation in this room rent, it's not exactly room rent, but ICU, where a person is admitted to ICU, that is intensive care unit or intensive cardiac care unit, ICCU. The rent and boarding and nursing charges will be increased. That is, separate cap is given for ICCU. Generally it is 2%. When the room rent cap is given 1%, ICU cap is given 2%. That is, when a person takes a policy with a sum insured of 5 lakhs, let's say 2% limitation is given for ICCU charges, then per day ICU charges are paid to the extent of 10,000 rupees. So this includes admission to ICU, that is physical presence in ICU, boarding, that is diet expenses, and nursing expenses within the ICU unit. So there is, the room it is less, ICU it is double the amount approximately. Now this is the cap. Now one important thing to remember is this is subject to limitation by some insured. If somebody stays in ICU for 30 days, it is not that every day 10,000 will be paid. If the policy is 5 lakhs, what happens? Per day it is 10,000 rupees. So 5 lakhs will be exhausted within no time. So one has to remember this. This is within the base cover. It is not over and above the base cover, both room rent and ICU charges.